Are banks our friends or are they our enemies? That's the question I want you to think about today. If you're a business owner, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've dealt with a bank at all, I know you've had that question in your mind. Do we need them? Do we not need them? My name is Matt with Highline Financial Coaching. This is Beyond the Paycheck. And today, or over the last couple of years, as I've coached people with their finances, I have this thought all the time. And this week, I had a client that was battling with a bank, and again, I thought the same thing. Banks, why do banks hurt people so bad with their finances? So today we're going to go over the different reasons why we need banks and why they can be the biggest hindrance you have as a small business owner. So you'll be hard pressed to find any business owner that loves their bank, says their bank has helped them grow and get to the next level, because banks are not the same as they used to be. They used to be a handshake. You would go in, and if you were a trustworthy person, you could get a loan and you could be able to grow your business. Now, sometimes those loans would fault and they didn't go through. Sometimes banks would work with you to renegotiate things. But one thing for sure is everybody questions if their bank is going to help them or not. So one of the things, a lot of people wonder if they need their bank to get a business started, and the answer is no. You don't have to have the bank's permission to start a business ever. And as a small business owner, if you walk in and say, hey, I'm going to start a business, I don't have any other assets or any other income coming in, the bank's going to kick you out like you're the most worthless person on earth, because technically in their eyes you are. But if you go in there and say, you know what, I just inherited these 3 properties, I want to take out a loan, they're gonna give you a loan based on those properties. So if you fault, they will go after those properties and get their money back. So their main goal at a bank is to get their money back. It's a business. If everybody got a loan and faulted on it, they would never grow. So, and if you notice, in every big city, if you travel, you go to any big city, the biggest buildings in the city have a bank's name on the top of them. And there's a reason why. When a bank loans out money, it can loan out money a dozen times. And on that same money, they can loan out dozens of times and charge interest on it. So when they tell you an interest rate, know that they're getting that interest rate multiple times on the same money. So they don't have to play by some of the same rules that we do. Also, the government and banks work very closely together. And if you don't believe that, why is it that a business owner has to show an income to be able to get a loan? That means that they have to have taxes taken out on a certain level of income. So as a business owner, you want to be able to write off as much as you can so that helps your tax liability and makes it so you can continue to grow, help pay your employees, pay yourself. But when you go get a loan, they want to see that your income is as high as possible without any of those deductions. So that's where it gets difficult for small business owners to be able to grow a business. So a good thing for small business owners is banks are running the small business loans. So you do have to go through a bank, but the funny thing is you still run into the same issues even though this money is guaranteed by the government. I did an SBA loan this last year just to see what the process was, and I spent 4 weeks turning in hundreds of documents. I was promised right out of the gate that I'd be able to get it. Just like every banker is going to tell you that you can get a loan. When you walk in, they will tell you that there shouldn't be any issues getting you the loan, even if you're a small business owner. The problem is the banker, the one that's personable, the one we like, they're not the one that makes the decision. They send it to an underwriter. An underwriter doesn't have any personal contact with you. They have no idea who you are versus everybody else that comes in. They look at you based on a spreadsheet, and if you don't meet the criteria for that spreadsheet, you don't get the loan. So the banker that you're working with tells you that they're going to be able to get it to go through, but the underwriter is the one that makes the decision on whether you get that loan or not. So I have so many friends that are bankers, incredible people doing everything they can to get the loan, but the underwriter is the one that says, no, and makes you walk away. I ended up not getting my small business loan because of the underwriter. And they got all the way to the end, and just there was something they didn't even tell me that I didn't qualify for, but they didn't give me the loan. So it was extremely frustrating to go through that whole process. But from a business standpoint, I'm able to help a lot of my clients get through that process, know what they're going to expect. And this year, we're going to do it again. We're going to try again. And with a bank, if you're trying to get a loan, don't stop with one bank. I just had a client that went through 3 banks to get a home equity line of credit. And on the 3rd try, they got it. They finally found a credit union that was going to give them, they gave them the home equity line of credit. So now they're able to grow their business. So some banks are going to be your friends. Some banks are not going to be your friends. So if you're a small business owner, try your local credit unions. Try smaller banks. The big ones aren't as helpful. They want the $100 million client and above. They don't want the small client. They don't want the small fish because they think they're more risky, and they also don't get as much interest off of those. Now we've talked a lot about how things don't get approved. Banks are an incredible asset when they're used correctly. So if you're considering growing or improving your finances, you can utilize the products at the bank to do that even better. You can use lines of credit. You can use credit cards. Sometimes they'll offer 0% credit cards that you can transfer your high interest balances over. And if you're really trying to pay that stuff down, a 0% interest rate is great while you're getting some of those other things paid down. So there's lots of things that we coach people how to use the banks correctly and help you improve and use those services for your benefit instead of the bank getting all the benefit from it. Let somebody else pay those high interest rates while you're whittling down your debt, your expenses. Also, we've coached many people, many small businesses to pay off, to be able to improve, get those loans, lines of credit. If you're considering starting a business and you're working with a W-2, utilize that to get the lines of credit, the loans, the credit cards that you need to start your business. Do that before you leave, because a bank will look at a W-2 better than if you're self-employed. I don't know why. Because when you're self-employed, if you've got employees, a bank will give your W-2 employee a loan easier than they will give you one, even though you're paying their salary. You're the last one to get fired in the company, but they like that W-2 more than they like a self-employed individual. So also start relationships with your bankers, the small banks, lines, or the small credit unions. Start relationships with people that have been there for a while. You don't need to start a relationship with somebody that's just bouncing around, but somebody that is, if it's a small enough credit union, find the manager, the owner of the bank if you can, and they can be an incredible asset if you have the right credit union or bank. So again, is a bank or a credit union a friend or an enemy? Well, they're both. A lot of times they can be your biggest enemy, but if you find the right one, it can be a friend that can get you to the next level with your business as well as your personal finances. So if you'd like more information about this or how to utilize a bank correctly, please contact us at Highline Financial Coaching, and we've got some programs that'll help educate you to be able to utilize these things correctly so that you can benefit from it instead of them getting all the benefit from the interest and the credit cards. So go ahead and like our video, subscribe to our channel. We do these videos weekly to help educate you and get you into a better position financially. So this is Matt with Highline Financial Coaching. I hope you all have a great day.